Welcome to Solo Parent Strength, Navigating with Resilience, the podcast that celebrates the incredible strength and resilience of single parents. Your host is Nancy Kem, and she's honored to join you on this journey of empowerment. In each episode, we'll dive into uplifting stories, offer practical advice, and connect you with valuable resources to support you in your solo parenting journey. Together, we'll rewrite the narrative of solo parenting and forge a community built on strength and empowerment. Let's dive in.
Hello, my favorite listeners. How are y'all doing today? I'm so glad to be here. And today's topic is about managing your finances. Whoa. This is a great deal for a lot of us, and it affects all of us, whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you're whomever you are. As long as you're an adult, you have to face finances. And creating a realistic budget to track your income, expenses, and goals is very, very vital. Sometimes people like me, I like to utilize a budgeting app or a tool to keep close of my finances and the status of my finances. And then I usually do have like an emergency fund. And I'm gonna break down on so many things that I do. They might be helpful to you, or what a lot of other people do. They might be a little more helpful to us as single parents to kind of know how to maneuver with our money. We have an emergency fund that you save somewhere or you keep it somewhere that can at least take care of you for like 6 months, just in case anything happens. Financial education, which means you might probably need to talk to a financier to help you with financial advice, and it's something that you can plan for the future. There are so many ways nowadays. You can even pay for a monthly plan of like $80 to $100 and have a whole app that manages your finances and teaches you about budgeting and teaches you about utilizing your emergency funds and your goals to achieve whatever it is you want to accomplish. If anyone is interested in that app, just let me know. I can get you to someone who does the app and set up on those apps, so you can be able to have everything about your finances in one particular app. And it's going to be an educational app. At the same time, it's going to be a tool that you can use for budgeting and keeping up with your finances. So, in this chapter, I'm going to be talking about the dynamics of our journey as single parents to be able to be financially stable and be able to manage our money and have a stable, secure future. The quest for economic resilience begins with a clear understanding and prudent management of finances. So, here is a deeper dive into the essentials of managing finances as a single parent. Number one, I will talk about budgeting. Budgeting is pretty much crafting a realistic budget form that will allow you to have a clear picture of your income, expenses, and carving out portions of it for your investments, for your future goals. Utilizing a budgeting app or tool that I just spoke about can really make a significant streamline for this process, providing a realistic time snapshot of your financial status, like tracking your spending patterns and helping you stick to your budget, will be super awesome for you in this particular moment, especially being a single parent. The digital company that I'm talking about is an eye-opener. It sheds light on potential areas of saving money and having your money work for you at some point by investing it. So budgeting for me is the app has really, really been very, very effective for me because the app is connected to my accounts. So it can be able to pull out all the expenses that I have and what I spend my money on. So I'm able to go into my accounts and it pulls all the information from my accounts and it's able to tell me what I spend my money on most of the time. So if I realize I buy a lot of Starbucks or I buy a lot of eat outs, and I don't like it, it's taking a lot of my money out. I need to start cutting down on what I eat out or maybe deliveries and stuff like that. If I realize like I'm shopping online a lot, I will see that on the budgeting app and it's gonna show me where most of my money goes, so I'm able to go in there and cut down on some expenses that I really, really don't need. If it's not a need, I reduce on my wants, so I can be able to take some of that money and put it somewhere. So I have like a percentage rule on how I like to spend my money. Let's say for example I make $2,000 a month, which is hypothetical. I make $2,000 a month. I want to make sure that 20% of that money I'm putting it on an investment plan. Investment plan meaning I have to either buy cryptos, or maybe I'm buying NFTs, or I'm buying stocks, something to do with investment, or I'm paying for my insurance, which is my IUL insurance, which is like a personal bank that I'm going to talk about it at some point. So I make sure that my 20% goes in there, which is $200 of 2000. And then I'll take 10%, and the 10% I take out is 10% that I'm going to use to support either other families or other needy people, or I send it to someone who's struggling somewhere, somehow I'm going to do charity work with the 10%, in short. And then I'm going to take 30% out of that income and use that for my living expenses. So 30% I'm gonna use that for paying my bills, whatever I wanna eat, whatever I wanna drink, like it's just gonna be my money to use around my living expenses. And then I'm gonna take another 20%, of course, to do more of let me write it down again so I can refresh my mind on that. So 20% I usually put it on my investments, 10% on charity work, and then 30% I'm gonna use that for personal and living expenses. And then I have 50%. This is 30, 60. So I have 40%, which is gonna be money that I try to keep as emergency funds. And these emergency funds can be used for multiple other stuff. I keep it there, and if I don't have an emergency in like 3 months or 6 months, I'll put it back into an investment plan. And then sometimes I might spend like 40% on living expenses, depending on a month, depending on what I'm doing, because I'm self-employed. So my income might not be always the same all the time. So if your income is the same all the time, you can have your budget structured a certain way, but that's how I have my budget structured. So I have more money to keep to the side than what I spend. So I'm able to grow my money into my business, put it back in my business, and put it back in my investments, so it can be able to keep generating more money. And if I have a month that I want to do a little bit more, then I can restructure again, but I'm not going to go off every single month. Some months I'll keep up with my numbers, some months I'll go off on my numbers. But that's just how I try to budget my plans and my money. And then I have different accounts. So I have one account that I put my money in there. It's gonna be for expenses, it's gonna be for just general use. That's what I'm gonna swipe on everything. And then I have another account where I have my emergency funds. That's gonna be just emergency funds and investments. And then I have another account that I'm just gonna strictly have it for charity work, and that's how much I'm gonna give out of charity. And if that account runs out, I'm not bringing out any money from my regular to put in there. So I just have different accounts to make sure that every single account takes care of this or that, so that I know exactly what I'm doing. I used to put all my money in one basket before, and then I realized that is not the best of advice to anyone, because it doesn't really help you manage your money smartly. Because I am an empath. I like to give. I'm very generous. I like to give. So when you're an empath and you like to give, sometimes you give a little too much and you forget yourself. Since most of us are from Africa, and we have black tax. You guys understand what black tax is money that you're giving to your family members to help out, to do more for your families. And that sometimes can take a toll on us as people in the diaspora, because you end up giving way more than you even keep for yourself, and you start struggling because you are generous and you have a giving heart. So you have to have those accounts to actually guide you through the process. And I hope this will help somebody, so that you can learn how to put your money in different baskets and then know how to manage that money properly. Number two is emergency funds. Emergency funds is having money there sitting down for like that can cover your bills, can cover your livelihood for 6 months. You can stock into that money. You can put your money in there, have like an emergency fund that you can keep putting money in there. And I normally like to put my money on an account that grows money. It's gonna be an emergency fund, but it's gonna be an emergency fund that has interest. And I normally recommend Acorns. Acorns is an account, is an application that you can actually put your money there for emergency, but at the same time it accrues interest, and you get a good percentage out of the money that you save in there. So your money is not just in the account sitting down and making 0.01%, is actually in an account that is making almost like 9 to 12% on interest. So that is what I do with my emergency fund. So life is very unpredictable. Everybody knows that. And more so for parents like us who have children, younger children, or maybe your children are older and it's only you that your family can depend on. It's always good to have some emergency fund saved somewhere, just in case of anything. An emergency fund acts as a financial buffer against unforeseen circumstances like medical emergencies, car repairs, sudden job loss, some stuff like that. Aiming to save at least 3 to 6 months of your livelihood, that will be very, very good for you. That will keep you, provide you a safety net that cushions you and your family from financial shocks. And this funds is about to start buying you a lot of peace of mind, knowing that you have something to fall back to when life throws a curveball at you. Like always make sure you have something somewhere. Sometimes there are so many things you can stay away from buying, just because you want to be able to keep some money aside. And I don't call it a savings, because now I have a plan where my money don't just get saved, my money grows even when it's in the emergency fund. And if you guys need that link, I'm gonna share it with you. Financial education. Invest your money on learning something that you don't know. Back in school, we were never taught about financial literacy. We never learned how to spend money. We just learned how to make money. We never learned how to spend money, how to grow money, how to invest money, how to keep money. And that's the reason why most of us don't have a lot of money or wealth or financial richness, because we just learned how to make it. We never learned how to use it or how to spend it. So knowledge is empowering, and in the realm of finances, it's liberating. Staying informed about basic financial principles, understanding how to manage debts, save efficiently, and invest wisely are skills that pay dividends throughout your life. However, the financial world might be a little complex. It's a complex maze that not everybody can be able to maneuver. And when And when you cannot maneuver some certain things, it's okay to stop your car and ask for directions. Ask for directions from people who have invested their time and money to learn about these things. And this is where now single parent revival is going to be an amazing journey for all of us, because I'm going to be bringing these people on our platforms to teach us about all these things that we need to learn about financial education, teach us everything that I'm going to be talking about here. The first episode is going to be all about me, but when we come to the second episode, baby, I'm going to bring all the legit experienced experts to come over here and shed a light into our lives and pour into us and teach us things that we need to learn so that we can be able to maneuver this life of single parenthood with ease and amazing results, because we are trying to raise heroes up in here, right? We are trying to raise heroes up in here. Helping you consult with a financial advisor can provide a tailored advice which will help you have a good plan for your future, secure a good education for your child, plan a good retirement for you, and ultimately help you to optimize your tax situation. That will be super super helpful. And me being a financial tax expert, that's the reason why I have the knowledge to speak on certain things, because I have been exposed to having to manage people's financial situations, and it has brought so much light into my life about finances. Financial education is an ongoing process. You cannot just say, okay, I'm going to learn today and that's it and you're equipped. No, it's something that is an ongoing, and you're going to keep learning little by little, bit by bit, till you're fully able to know how to manage your finances. And as I said earlier, there's an application, it's a digital application that does everything for you. It's like a financial literacy application that is going to teach you on how to finance, how to budget your money, how to spend your money, how to invest your money. It's going to teach you everything, and it's going to have all this data done for you till you're able to fully have everything done for you, and then at the same time learn how to do it. So managing finances as a single parent might seem like a daunting experience, but with structured approach and the right tools and the quest for financial education, you are setting an awesome stage for financial security and independency. Each step taken towards financial fortitude is a step towards a future where you and your children can thrive with peace of mind. I really, really love this journey, and I cannot wait for a time where I can have someone on board and really, really break it down with you guys, and so that it can really, really help us as single parents, because this is super, super important. I have a couple of questions that I had written down, and I have a few suggestions also. So I was asking, how can I create a realistic budget as a single parent? So my suggestion is to really have an application. As I said, there's an application that is really, really a done for you application that can really help you to, have your income somewhere, set up somewhere. The application, you can set up everything, and it can really help you to budget your money and know, okay, I received this amount of money. I can either decide to do the percentage like Nancy does, or I can either decide to do this way or that way, but at least try to have a plan about how your money comes in and how you materially plan on spending it and doing the things that you need to do with it. How do I prioritize my expenses is number 2 on the question. So my thing is, my suggestion is focus on covering the most essential expenses, just such as house rent, utilities, groceries, and healthcare. Prioritize debt repayment also, because that can ruin your credit, and there's a lot of things, especially in this country, you cannot do without a good credit. So make sure that you prioritize the things that are more needs than wants. And then finally, after you're done with all the needs, then you can throw wants here and there, and that will really, really help you to prioritize on your expenses and spending. Number three question: how can I save for emergency funds while managing my daily expenses? That's a very good question. My suggestion on this one will be start small, start throwing $25 in there, $50 in there. That little money adds up. You never know how it adds up. And once you start using the Econ account, it's an application also, it will really, really help you to maximize your interest, especially on your money that is just sitting there. So at least you can have that consistency of this money coming out on autopilot. Like you can do autopilot on it, especially autopilot is so good because you don't have to worry about having to take that money yourself and put it in there. You set up on your phone when that autopilot needs auto withdrawal needs to come out. That auto pay will come out the same exact day you said it. So when your money comes in like this, just put it on auto. It's gonna go here, go here, go here, go here. By the time you have whatever is left in there, then you can plan out on what you want to do with whatever is left in there. And automate everything, like automate everything, so at least your bills are never late. Automate everything. That is like the best thing they ever gave us, because that will really save you time and also save you from late fees. I really like the auto pay. That's my dog. I love that. How can I reduce my monthly expenses? So my suggestion on this one will be to review and cut out unnecessary subscriptions or memberships that you might have, smart shipments that you might have. Like me, I usually like to have perfumes on subscription. I like to have makeup on subscription. I like to have books on subscription. So whenever I go through my subscriptions and I see if there's anything I don't really need, I delete. Either I cancel my card or I delete the subscription, because I no longer want to keep up with the $12, $11, $15. It's small money, but it's a lot of money at the end of the year. So reduce on that. And if there is anything you buy that you really necessarily don't need, just try to reduce on the food expenses, reduce on the cost of maybe Ubers or maybe coffees. You can buy coffee and make it at home. It's way more affordable, but once in a while you can splurge and spoil yourself and stuff like that. Number four question is: how do I increase my income to better find and manage my finances? Suggestion here will be to look at opportunities to upscale your skills and get a better paying either job or business, and then consider taking a part-time freelance opportunity if there is anything available. Explore passive income streams if that's something that you can do, like having a store on Shopify or having a store on Amazon, and maybe learning another skill that can make you way more money. Should I consult a financial advisor on how, or do I choose one? Or how do I choose one? My suggestion will be consult a financial advisor that can provide a personalized guidance. Look for certified professionals who really, really work with people to help them fix their finances if you're really struggling in that area. How do I save for my child's future education? Personally, I save through the IUL, which is an insurance, a life insurance, which helps with saving for kids' future, and also explore tax advantage education savings accounts like 529 plan or an ESA, or you can also automate contribution towards an account that is there for your children. But I really, really do recommend Acorns, because Acorns has interest that is really high than most banks. So that will increase your money. By the time you're saving $20 or $100, by the time your child is 18 or 17, you have some money in there for your child. How do I handle debt while trying to save? My suggestion here will be to create a debt repayment plan. Focus on high interest debt first. Contact a debtor, negotiate the rates, and see how you can start paying down your debts. How can I teach my children about managing money? Oh my God, I love this one. Involve your children in budgeting exercises. Teach them about savings, spending, and earning, because they don't learn that in school. You can tell by us, we never learn that in school. They don't learn that in school neither. So our job as parents is to teach our children about savings, about investing, about spending, about earning, about allowances, and everyday opportunities to educate them on finances is absolutely amazing. How do I plan for my retirement while managing my current financial responsibility? Such an awesome question, y'all. Like, my suggestion will be take advantage of employee retirement savings plan if you're employed. If you're not employed, you're like me, who is a sole proprietor, or who is an independent self-employed person. Have an IUL insurance. I always talk about IUL insurance. I'm not selling it, but I know the value of IUL insurance is insurance that will pop in and come through for you whenever you need it. So go check on it. Start, or you can start saving. If you like saving plans, save with a company that has more higher interests, like companies that will pay you interest on your money, not just in the banks, regular banks that only pay you 0.01% of your savings. So with all this said and done, I cannot finish the topic of finances in just 30 minutes, but I really want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being involved. Thank you for listening. And I cannot wait to see the questions you guys have. And until then, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. Have yourself a great day.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Solo Parenting Strength. Remember, you are never alone in this journey. If today's episode resonated with you, please consider sharing it with other single parents who might find solace in our supportive community. Remember to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback enables us to reach more single parents who may need this beacon of strength. Until next time, always remember, the strength you seek resides within you. Take care and keep thriving. Solo Parent Strength, Navigating with Resilience is produced by Single Parents Revival. For additional resources and community support, visit our website at www.singleparentsrevival.com. We're grateful to have you as part of our empowering community. Thank you for being here.